Now that we've reviewed some of the network protocols, we're going to apply our knowledge and skill to this static packet capture file, file1.pcap.ng. You can open the file again if you want to follow along and complete the steps as I do. So it's pretty easy to do, and once you've used it, Wireshark keeps it here in a history. So we just open up the file. Now, the packet we first want to work with is 8217, so 8217. Now, that's a little bit far down into the trace, but a shortcut is just click into the capture here at the top window, hit Control and then the End key, and that takes you all the way to the bottom of the packet capture. Now, if you look here, we see packet 8217 right here. And over here to the right, you see echo ping request, and then it's immediately followed by packet 8218 echo ping reply. And what that tells us is that's our ping. So a request has went out from this host 192.168.0.7 out to that IP address. And that IP address you might recognize. This IP address is the IP address of the Udemy web server. So now we come down here and we look at the middle window. So if I expand the ICMP, you see, in fact, ICMP echo request is actually type 8. And if we go look at ICMP echo reply, it's type 0. So that's what I was talking about, how we've actually got the capability with ICMP to reflect a lot of different things. So now that we've explored ping, let us look at one more type of ICMP. Remember we said that some protocols use ICMP to notify the network about a communication status. We mentioned one of the more common ones being ICMP type 3 destination unreachable. So if we go to packet 1241 here, and I'll just Control Home to get to the top again, and then scroll down here to 1241. Again, we'll teach you a quicker way here soon. And that in black is highlighted. So when we look at packet 1241, we see this is an ICMP 3, right? ICMP type 3. So if we scroll to packet 1241, we see that this is an ICMP type 3, destination unreachable, and a code 3. And right here is both of these. We can see it in the top window, but in the middle window, it shows it to us as well. We have a type 3, destination unreachable, and a code 3, which means it's an actual destination unreachable, port unreachable. Well, what's that little trick that we were saying we were going to teach you? It's time to teach you that now. So anytime you need to get to a specific packet, as we're reviewing here and building our packet captures, looking at static packet capture files, just click Go to Packet. And then you put in the packet number. So when I put in packet 1241, it goes to packet 1241 and highlights it. So that makes it a little bit easier to do our protocol analysis. So 1240 is the actual request, which was a DNS, domain name server query. So as you see, this was a Udemy request, but it was responded to with an ICMP type 3 destination unreachable and a code 3. Why? Because this request went to port 53. Remember, that's a door on the machine, and that door was not open. Right? So when you look at this packet 1240, we know that this was a DNS query and it uses UDP. So if we go in here now to look at some UDP traffic, so we click on the 1240 packet, there's UDP, and then we look inside the UDP portion of the packet. So as you see here, this query actually comes back with a response, 53, right there, in the destination port, right, in the domain name system response. So again, we're identifying domain name server information, and there's the answers and the queries and additional information here that you can explore and learn more. Remember, the most important thing we want is to identify what took place on the network. And in this case, it was a DNS query and a response of the DNS information, right? So this is a query response. And this here is a destination port unreachable, which means we tried to go to a port in this case, and it was not available. It was not open. So that's UDP. As you see, there's not a whole lot of packet details in the UDP packet. Remember, that is because it's connectionless and doesn't guarantee our delivery. Now let's look at some TCP communication. So now let's go to this packet 1239, which is TCP right here. All right. So when we look at it, this is an actual packet that's using protocol TCP. So if we expand it here and we scroll down to the flags, we see it has this ACK flag set. All right. So that allows for that reliability and guarantee of delivery. We're not going to spend too much time on this here because we'll explore it in great detail throughout the course. Remember, the more we get skills and the more knowledge and information we cover, we'll continue to build our skills to a more defined and process-based level. That is, we're going to learn how to analyze this and determine what takes place, in this case with TCP. As we said, TCP is our dominant protocol, and we'll actually have that in quite a few of our examples. So now let's look at the packet details. So now if we expand to TCP, we looked at the flags, and now we're going to expand the flags. These flags, as we'll learn in future exercises, are the control bits of the communications of TCP. This is how TCP has that guarantee of delivery and reliability. So we'll stop here and continue on with another section. Next up, we'll continue with building the TCP/IP skills foundation, and that will be in the next module.